Hello bass family, and welcome to Everything Bass. If you guys have been with me since the beginning of the video, the whole concept of this channel is not to do long videos, but do short little videos giving you one thing to work on that will immediately make you a better player. And today, based on again conversations I'm having, we're going to focus on full position major scale, major pentatonic fingering for the 4-string bass. Full position. That's how it came about. People were curious because I kept using the phrase full position, full position, full position. What that means is that without shifting your hand, or shifting your hand no more than 1 or 2 frets, you know, be able to play all the notes in whatever scale or arpeggio you're doing. And so when we first learned to play the major pentatonic, here's the G major pentatonic. I should pause here. If you're catching this is the first video or you haven't gone through your scales yet, just pause this video, go back to my channel and look for major pentatonic scale video. I did one just focused on it so you can learn how it's constructed, what are the notes and whatnot, and then jump back in. I think you'll have a better time with it. So here is the basic 1-octave G major pentatonic scale. We got root, major second, major third, perfect fifth, major sixth, and the octave. Now that is a 1-octave pattern, and sometimes, I was guilty of this in my early days, that's where most or some bass players stop. They just learn the 1 octave and they try to create within this small little box, and right away that becomes limiting. What's great is you can just add 2 notes and get a lot more colors, a lot more options, and that's what's considered on 4-string full position. So let's look at what we add. So if we go up to the octave, we can add the A here because it's the octave of that A, and we add the B here, which is the octave of this B. So now pattern looks like this. If you're a Patreon subscriber, you'll be able to go to the Patreon account. The link's in the description below. Look for the post called Full Position Major Pentatonic Pattern - 4-string bass, and you'll see a neck diagram I created for this. But let's look at it not so much as in G, where I use the notes, the names of the notes A and B, because that makes it harder if you just think that way to necessarily transpose it to every root possible. Now this is also the full position when we play with the root on the E string. But if you look at the geometry of it, so we play a whole step, then we go back a fret, play a minor third, this is a minor third interval, here and here, then we play a whole step. So it's a whole step, minor third, whole step. You can also kind of look at it as these 3 notes are played and these 3 notes are played. Sometimes that kind of is a good visual reminder. That way when we move to like A, you can actually just focus on those shapes. Now the other thing that some players find helpful is to look at the fingering. This is contingent on the fact that you're using 1 finger per fret discipline. You're not like playing and using 1 finger like this. But you got middle finger, pinky, index, index, ring. And that's kind of cool because the middle finger's used once, the ring finger's used once. The rest it's just index and pinkies. Now with that memorized, you can go and just think of the fingering and play all over. Now you might be saying, well, but what if the root's on the A string? What if you're playing C major pentatonic? What are the full position notes there? Well, you know, we adding this note, the A here, and this note, the G here. So we're in C. We're taking this A, putting it down here, this G, and putting it down here. This one's actually very easy to memorize based on the shape of the pattern, if you will, because you're playing a whole step, minor third, minor third. The first 2 strings have the same fingering. The last 2 strings have that fingering. Now what you don't want to do is start to think of this G as the root, because that's not right. This is the C major pentatonic, but with the notes on the E string included. In fact, I would encourage you as you practice this to start on the root, go up to the octave, come back down, go past the root, include those notes, and resolve it back to the root. That'll help train your ear and get you to kind of recognize what the tonic is. Now, same thing goes about moving it around. If I wanted to play D, I'd play the 1-octave pattern I know, go include those notes in there. Here's E. So just add this into your practice routine. Let's say you get to practice 5 times this week, 5 days this week. Just each day take a different root for the major pentatonic, a root on the E string, a root on the A string, and practice the full pattern. put it towards the end of your practice and then improvise a little bit. You know, just kind of if you're playing G major pentatonic, just kind of get a groove. And just kind of improvise around and see what new colors you get from that. And then, of course, do it with the root on the A string. Play through it, improvise, and memorize it. You do that 5 practices, you'll have that full pattern down. And you've just now expanded that little box you were living in just a little bit more. And of course, if you want to do more with these scales, go through my series. I did a series called Things to Do with Scales. And there's some where I give you ideas of different patterns to play and whatnot. But there you go. That's the full position major pentatonic scale pattern 4-string bass. Wow, that's long. I gotta come up with some kind of acronym for that. But hopefully this will help you. Just work it into your playing. If you get a chance to jam with some other musicians, see if you can't, do something where you're doing major pentatonic riffs and include the full position patterns and see what it does for you. It definitely cannot hinder your growth. In fact, that's impossible. To learn how to expand a scale out onto your fingerboard can never hinder your playing. All right, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. It would do me a solid if you're watching this video, you like the content, and you haven't subscribed yet. If you could just go down and hit the subscribe button and ring the little bell icon right next to it, that'll notify you every time I upload videos, which is pretty much only on the weekends. And then, of course, like the video. That does a lot in YouTube's eyes to see how many people viewing the video take a moment and actually like, and that can really help me grow the channel. And share it with other bass players. Put it on your social network if you found it important. If it's something that really opened some doors or created some good advancement in your practicing, please share it with other bass players. Guys, I thank you so much. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you at the next video.